All right, doors are closing. Thanks everyone for coming out this afternoon. I know that we are all that stands between you and whatever your dinner plans are, so we'll try to keep this smooth and easy and a little bit lighthearted. This is Watch Us Bring Together All the Best New Features a Team Needs to Get the Most Out of SharePoint. I don't think we could have picked a longer title if we tried, but basically what that means is we're gonna do a lot of demos on stage and show you some cool stuff. How many people have gone to the Jeff Teeper session yesterday on Future of SharePoint? Okay, some hands. How many went to Adam Harmetz and Mark Cashman this morning? Less hands, okay. So if you went to those sessions, a lot of what we're gonna show today is going to be similar, but whereas they showed kind of the finished product, we're actually gonna walk through creating a site and showing you how to get all these things actually practically done.
So our session is more real.
Yes, we're real. So this is, if you from the earlier session, kind of where SharePoint's going, just to set some high-level context. We're going to focus on the first box here, team sites today. But really, the reinvention of SharePoint is all about team sites, publishing, business apps, with a really strong foundation across groups, across the Microsoft Graph, the SharePoint framework, which is awesome because that's the team I'm on, and security and compliance. And I forgot to introduce myself. I'm Jeremy Kelly from the SharePoint Experiences team.
I'm Madan. I'm also from SharePoint Experiences team.
So since the last Ignite, you will probably have seen a lot of new stuff if you're using Office 365. There have been a ton of features released. I think our release cadence is up to about every 2 weeks, and on some bits even faster when we need to. So you will have seen some of these things that we're showing come online. Some are already in preview that were announced either this week or just recently, and some you'll see before the end of the year. But there's a lot here, and I actually think in our 45 minutes, we're gonna touch on most of this in one way or another. Some of it's kind of under the hood, but it's all delivering great value to you guys to be able to use in your sites. So what are we going to do for the next 45 minutes or so? We're going to create our site. We're going to add some content to it. We're going to bring in our business processes using some of the new tools that you may have heard about, Power Apps and Flow. And we're going to give away free stuff, which is awesome. We actually have some, we have track jackets and t-shirts. The track jackets were made for the engineering team. Us PMs didn't even get them. So these are exclusive, and all of our t-shirts are women's sizes, which is a first for a conference, but there you go. So every good demo needs a good context. Who are we going to be today? We are the Contoso Tech Wearables team. We're going to be building all the latest and greatest tech-integrated clothing and fashion. If you've seen the Contoso framing the rest of the conference, it's all about fashion. You will not see the loyalty program in this session. So if you're sick of it already, you don't have to worry. And that's our TechWear Turtle, our mascot. So we're going to jump right into the demo, and we're not going to come back to the slides until the end, because we actually want to do this pretty practically. So let me jump on over and figure out where I want to get started. You know, we've got our team formed here. We've got some great ideas for TechWear, and we want to create a site. Well, in the past, it was always kind of hard to figure out where to go. We had this thing called Sites in Office 365 that nobody really knew what to do with. And what you're seeing here is the new SharePoint Home. And SharePoint Home lives appropriately underneath the SharePoint tile in the app launcher. So you never have to wonder, where do I go to get all my SharePoint stuff? It's under the SharePoint tile. And when you get to home, you'll see sets of sites that are powered by the graph here, so it gives you frequent and recommendations. If we scroll down a little, ooh, that's a little jittery. It'll also give you some suggested sites that might have been pinned by your enterprise. But for the purposes of our demo today, what we care most about is create site. And yes, we're going to do provisioning here on stage, which used to be really, really scary, but it isn't anymore.
Do we have enough time today for provisioning a site here?
We'll see. We may just dance and sing a little bit. But I'm going to create our group here. So we've got TechWear. And one thing you'll notice here is in addition to getting my team site name, it's giving me a group email name. So if you may have heard, all team sites are getting groups, all groups are getting team sites. So it's one big happy family and super easy. I don't have to do anything extra when I'm creating my site to get that capability pulled in. And I also get control over my privacy settings, so I can pick between public and private. We're going to stay public because I think the TechWare team wants to work in the open, and we have a lot of sharing scenarios with the rest of our enterprise. I can give it a description, TechWare team site, all about the latest and greatest. And I get this new thing called classification down here also. I don't know about in your enterprises, but certainly at Microsoft, all of our sites get classified one way or another to help us figure out what we're supposed to do, what rules to follow with content. And so I can actually pick here between general purpose, internal use, or confidential. I think for us, we'll use internal use. Right now, this is just a label that goes in the system, but we'll be expanding over time. And this is actually customizable by the IT group as well in AAD. So I'm gonna hit next. And start adding some owners, which is really easy. I want Emma here to be an owner with me, and I'm gonna add one of my teammates, Melissa, add her as a contributor. And you may have noticed the finish button just kind of popped blue before there. That's because it was actually going and creating the site while I was populating those boxes with users. So my site's ready. We're all good, right? TechWare is done for the day. We've got a site. We're all set?
Yeah, what are the out-of-box functionality we get in the site?
Okay, so we've got news at the top. You may have heard about news. We're gonna certainly go through that a little bit. We've got a quick links part on the page. We've got activity. Activity's already got activity in it. Just after hitting create, it says that I created the site less than a minute ago, which is awesome. It didn't take me 20 minutes, half an hour to get my site created. And it's pulling in all of those other fields that we saw during site creation. So I've got the indicator that it's a public group, it's marked for internal use, and it's got the links out to the rest of the assets that the group gets, like the conversations and other stuff in OA. So that's pretty good. I think we're off to a good start. We've got a site, so why don't we start adding some content in here?
Yeah, for sure. It's great that we actually get the site within a minute. I thought it's going to take the whole session, and we're just done here.
I'm quick.
Okay. So great, we get a team site. Now, as a usual scenario, I usually start working on my documents in my OneDrive for Business because I want to bake the documents there, and then sometimes it's because the team hasn't formed yet in this case. But now, since I get the team site, I really want to move all those documents into my team site. In the past, it hasn't been an easy way for me to do so. But right now, it's actually pretty simple. We actually have multiple ways allow you to do that, and I'm going to show you how. So here I switch to my OneDrive for Business, where I already started thinking about tech wearable ideas. So some of them are really cool. For example, Call Myself Socks is one of the ideas I had to help me to get away from a terrible party. So I can just tap my toes, and it will call myself, and I can get away. So all those ideas are pretty awesome. I want to move them into the team site so people can collaborate from there. So one way to do that is actually through this copy to function. And then I believe move to is going to happen pretty soon. But for now, we have move copy to function, which will launch a panel where it actually gives you all the sites you see as in SharePoint Home. It's powered by Graph. It's going to be your cater to your particular usage. So we can see frequent sites, and we can browse more to see the following sites and recent sites that you can pick and move the documents to, copy the documents to. So the other way of doing that, let me go to our site, is that you can go to the document library, and then you can sync the document library from a team site the same way as you sync OneDrive for Business into your local file explorer, so that you can actually move files pretty simple and then keep in sync with the cloud.
Wait, we're really sure that sync is going to work here?
Let's see. Do you want to bet?
Not particularly, because I think you're going to win. But that's pretty amazing, right? Like,
Yeah.
sync has always been kind of hard, and we're confident enough that we're going to do it right now.
Before we knock, we're going to do this. So it will be as simple as clicking the sync button here. And I will choose, say, sync now, launch my sync client, and everything should be in the progress. So, okay, sync client, click sync now. So it's syncing this particular file document library to my local drive.
Ooh. All right, let's get some files in there.
Yes. So here I have my TechWare document library, as well as my the folder in my OneDrive business. So I can simply just click select, I can't select files, select all the files and move to our team side. So now the files are being synced. It's going to take a little while. Should be syncing. Okay. Let's switch back to the document library and see if the syncing is done.
Ooh, that was fast.
It's really quick. So we have all the documents that I actually moved from OneDrive to document library in this team side through the sync client.
That's not bad. I
Yeah.
mean, sync client, like I said, sync client used to be a pain, but it works really well now. So all of our files are synced. That's good.
Yeah, so one more thing I want to do here is that I want to call team's attention to certain files because this document library is going to ever growing as we collaborate, but I really want to make sure our new teammates coming into the team can get to the most important documents. For example, I'm really proud of this call myself socks idea, so I want to pin to the top so that everyone coming can get a good idea of what kind of ideas we're building in this team. So as simple as that, I can pin this document at the top, and then next time you come in, you'll be able to read it as the most important document in the document.
So you're effectively already customizing your view here, and you didn't have to do anything that looked like customize view, manage view, anything like that. You've just pinned your document, and we're all good?
Yep.
Awesome. I think our site's coming together pretty well. We've got documents, we've got a site. I'd really love for people to be able to give us ideas for our TechWare clothing though. So I think we can go and do a SharePoint list, because that's kind of our other fundamental. We've got doc libraries. Why don't we take a look at what we can do with lists? So creating a new list on the home page, super simple, right? I hit new list and we're good. I want to do some product ideas. Ideas for new TechWare products. And I've got a checkbox to show it right in navigation, so I don't have to go edit anything else to make nav work. And now it's time for a little bit of audience participation, because I've got my list, but I want to add some columns, and I want to prove a little bit later on that this demo is live and we didn't make all this stuff ahead of time. So I know for a fact that I want to add a person column just to have a product or an idea owner, but I need some other ideas. And so can I get some from the audience? 2 or 3 shirts on raffle. What do you? Sorry, what? Colors? Okay, we can do colors. Colors is pretty good. And we can actually, why don't we do colors as a choice field, because that's kind of a classic SharePoint thing. This is going to take me back to the old SharePoint UX. Not quite up to date yet, but I'm sure it will be at some point. I'll make this a choice. We'll come down. Let's just do red, white, and blue, because those are easy to remember.
Do you want a jacket or a t-shirt?
Jacket. All right. You can even get the women's size jacket. We have one men's, one women's for the jackets. We're going to require information, and it looks like we've got a good default already here. So we'll hit OK here. We'll go back to our list. So we've got a person, we've got colors, those are good. Category, we could do a category. Let's do a single line of text for a category. We can do another t-shirt for that one. Sorry, I'm making you run.
A lot of exercise.
Sorry, which? MSRP. All right, that's our last one, but that's good. We'll do
How
a
about you
number
come
on
up
that.
later to get your t-shirt?
Okay, we'll do the MSRP column as a number. We've got some good stuff here. Let's create a new idea here. Again, I get a brand new, nice, smooth interface for doing this. She had her idea was the Call Me socks. I like the bird avoider hat. I think using some sort of Raspberry Pi and Bluetooth, I can probably make a hat that stops birds from running into me. So I can make Emma the owner of this one. I'm gonna make her work on that project. Let's pick white for the color, category hats. I'm not that creative. And MSRP, I bet we can get this down to $15.99 when all is said and done. I don't think it will get through Shark Tank if we don't get it that low. So that's good. So we had the new list item interface there. I could also quick edit and get the nice familiar graph in here. One more idea from the audience. I think we have enough t-shirts for one more. Any
It
products?
doesn't have to be as good
Doesn't
as
have to
for
be
myself,
good.
socks.
Stay dry swim shorts. That sounds good. And I'm gonna make Melissa, our teammate, apparently now she's the auditor. I did not know that. We'll make those red shorts. Those are pretty hot, so we're gonna make those $99.99. So we've got list, all right. We've got our product ideas list. I think we're going pretty well here so far. And I think that covers most of the classic things that people wanted to do in team sites, right? I added documents, we used Sync Client and it was a piece of cake. We used the new list interface, we created columns, it was really easy. Is there anything you want to be able to do on the site?
Yeah, there's one more need I really want to get to the team site, which is, because we're a newly formed team site, I really want to get the team charter as a message across the team site so that everyone coming, joining the team site can know what our team is about. So I think this new news section at the homepage of the site coming really handy. It seems like I can get my message across because it's at the top of the site. And then, because in the past, I usually do that by sending email, I craft nice looking email, but then it gets synced into people's inbox. I never know whether they actually read it or not because there's so much noise in inbox. However, this news feature seems to solve my problem by adding contents within the site, and then people can go back in history to actually see what are the past news and new news in the team. So let me try to do that by simply clicking this Add News button here at the empty state. So click it. Now I landed in this very new modern page authoring experience. It's actually powered by a lot of client-side rendering web parts that you will see in function in this page. And also what's nice about this page is it's going to be really easy to author for any IW. I don't need to be able to know exactly how to construct a classic site page as SharePoint used to be. And then it's going to be responsive and render well on mobile device, as we will see just in a bit.
So you're not going to write any code here. You're not going to deal with master pages or any of that to make it look good. You're just going to use the tool out of the box?
Yes.
Okay. Just checking.
Okay. So let me start with writing my title. So this is about team charter. And then I actually, as I used to, the way I work is I usually compose something already in Word. So let me see if I can just copy and paste into this canvas and respect all the formats that I already have. So copy. And then here, when I click Add, you see a nice toolbox that give me different choices that I can add to the canvas. So I can add text, image, embed documents, embed Office 365 video, and also I can embed dynamic contents like highlighted content. If you're familiar with classic SharePoint, it's content by search. This is a more random, modern way that we deliver this capability. And then also more different kind of web parts coming to the canvas. So in this case, I'm going to add text and simply paste. Now I have all the text here, and it also works as the way Word works, that pointing out potential wrong spelling that I can correct right from the canvas. Next up, I'm going to insert a document that I've just uploaded to the team site about the elevator pitch of the team. So let me click into the documents, and then all those files are the ones I just upload to the team site through the Sync client. So let me pick this elevator pitch and open it. So right from here, the document is embedded into the page, and as a viewer, I can directly consume the document from here, even without launching a web view of this document.
So you've got embedded Office right in the middle of your SharePoint page now.
Yes.
No extra work.
Right.
Pretty cool.
So further on, I can still copy all the text I have. So you can see there are bullet points, there are hyperlinks. Let's see if they are going to show up in the canvas. So as you can see, the bold text, the bullet point, and then as well as the hyperlink are all well respected in the canvas. Of course, I can add more content by just composing and adding rich text formatting here, but I'm not going to in this particular case. So now I think the article looks pretty good. I'm ready to publish. As you can notice that the page is automatically saved, so I don't ever need to worry about saving my work and lost my work. So in this case, I'm going to hit publish. And then very nicely, I'm landed back to the home page with the article I just inserted into the news session at the top.
That was so easy that while you were doing that, I actually went ahead and added some more news to our site just so we'd have a little bit more coming, just to tell people that we're here.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. So I think we have 2 news on the top of the team site. And what makes news really great is that you can actually consume the news right from mobile. How? How many of you actually have our iOS app, SharePoint iOS app?
All right,
Ooh,
that's the most
okay.
hands I've seen all day. That's pretty cool.
So here, we're going to add value to the mobile app by adding the news feature from day 1 to mobile app. So this is the first feature that we actually co-develop on the web and on our mobile device all together. So there's no delay consuming news from web and mobile. So here, as you probably already know, I can see the frequent sites and following sites just like Jeremy showed in SharePoint Home. I can get all those sites into my, through my iOS app. And here, I followed TechWare site because I'm an owner of the site. So clicking into the site, right from the top, you can actually see the news I just published on the web. And clicking into the news, it's exactly the same page I showed on the web, but rendered responsively in my mobile devices in our native app.
You know what my favorite feature of this is? The fact that you didn't do anything, it just worked. Like we
Yeah.
got mobile for free. So that's a lot of value added here with no extra work to set it up, no extra work during author time. She didn't have to worry about creating the page for mobile. It's just happening, which is great.
And in the near future, we're going to also bring native authoring to mobile app. So next time we were on stage, I'm sure I'm going to show you the authoring experiences. I just take a photo of you guys, and then I can compose a news about my Ignite experiences right from the mobile app. So another thing nice about the news feature is that we're adding.
Oops. Nope. Did we lose you? I think your cable might have gone.
Oh, okay.
There we go.
We're adding a news tab into the mobile app. So to consume news, you don't ever need to actually go into a particular site to read the news. The news will be delivered as a separate tab, and then it's a personalized feed, just like the site feed that you have, so that in the future, really, you can deliver the news into the fingertip of your teammates. And then once we add notification, I can imagine I will deliver news, and Jeremy here will receive a mobile notification on the news I just authored in the team site. So that really helps us to get the message across. In this case, I think I accomplished my task in authoring team charter news in our team site.
Yeah, so we've got our site, we've got our documents, we've got our list. We've got news now working so we can broadcast what our team's doing out to the rest of the team. I think we could do a little bit more with the homepage though. It's really awesome out of the box. I love the news control, I love the activity, but I actually want to make it a little bit more us. So I can come in here and I can bring the page into edit mode, and I'm going to get the same canvas that we used for creating the news items to edit the homepage of my team site. So all those same capabilities are going to show up here for me to be able to customize the home page, maybe.
I think we lost the connection to the...
Did we lose network? We lost network. Okay, that's not good. All right, 1 second here, guys. Do we have our networking person, or did he leave already?
Do you want to switch to me? I now get.
You still have connection? Okay. We'll do this on Emma's machine, I guess. All right, so homepage. Let's edit. See, that worked really fast, no problem. When the network works, you're good. So let's add some text at the top here. I'm just gonna add a quick paragraph. Welcome to the TechWare team. I'm gonna make this title at the top of the page because I want people to really see it. And I can type the latest and greatest tech integrated clothing from Contoso. So I've got paragraph text, that's great. I don't think I really want quick links here, so I can go ahead and delete that off the page. One thing that I do know we have coming up is a Contoso customer meeting at our company. We're gonna have new customers here with us, and we wanna get their feedback. And I know there's a group that we've already started in Yammer, and they're discussing this upcoming conference. Let's see if I can find that group. View more groups. Where'd it go? It looks like somebody removed our group while we were up here. Let's grab the marketing campaigns group instead, because that sounds really hot. We're gonna copy that link. I'm gonna come back over to my page. I'm gonna add the Yammer web part, which is great. It's gonna make it super easy for me to connect up my page and our team site to Yammer. I get the Yammer feed, I paste the link in, it's gonna go out to Yammer, grab the feed for that. And what's really great is not only do I get the feed on the page, I get the comment box so I can contribute right to that conversation, that group in Yammer from this site, this page. So that's really cool. But web parts aren't just about the stuff that comes out of the box. You know, I think we've got some really cool stuff here, but one of the great capabilities that the SharePoint framework is enabling is custom web parts. So I know that our Contoso engineering team delivered us a question of the day web part that I can add up at the top. And this is something that, you know, if you've got your own engineering team that builds you custom SharePoint, or if you know how to do it yourself, you can certainly integrate very easily custom web parts. What's hot right now? Socks, shirts, suspenders. We can set a new question here. And this would be something that was just custom for us. I could vote on this. Really great. So that's kind of extensibility point one. So we've got home pages edited, we added our content, we added our web part, we added some of the out-of-the-box web parts, which are all awesome. It's still not quite enough, though. I feel like when we did that list earlier, it's cool that it's there, but I really want to enable people to work with it on their phone better, be able to share it with the entire enterprise, maybe do some more customization. So why don't we, I'm gonna go ahead and publish the home page. Let's just refresh real quick. There's that product ideas list that we were working with earlier. And one thing I can do here is I can now create a Power App right on this list. And earlier you may have seen some Power Apps that were kind of pre-created, but we're gonna call this the TechWare Ideas app. I'm gonna go ahead and create, it's gonna take us over to Power Apps, and we're actually gonna get our app running. I mean, normally it would take a couple weeks, days at the minimum for us to get a department to build us a custom app that does the thing we want just for our list. But I think Power Apps is actually going to get us there in a fraction of the time.
So you're saying we don't actually need to code to
Nope.
get this app going?
No, despite the fact that I could, I'm not going to. And That's a great question for one of the booths out at the expo. I'm not actually sure on the licensing for Power Apps. Right, this is a connection that we're working with the Power Apps team to deliver that capability. So you can see all I did was hit Create App, and what I've got here is what looks like a fully functional piece here, right? It's actually pulled our data in. It pulled in hats and shorts that were in our list. Let's see what happens if we just hit Go. So I've got the list of the things that were in there. I could do search. I could actually add new items directly to that list. Let's take a look deep in here. It's got a product details page already built for me, and that's pretty cool, but I don't really love the way that it's showing your email address there, because our email addresses are kind of funky. Let's see how hard it is for me to actually go ahead and fix that so that it shows your name instead. We can go down here to that details page. I look for that field. Here's the idea owner. It's pulled in that from SharePoint. I can drop this down, and there it is. Instead of email, I want to change this to display name. Ooh, and it updated right in real time. We can go back in here, instant update. So it's already switched that field from email to display name. I didn't have to know anything about code. I didn't have to know the object model for SharePoint. It just worked right out of the box. So that's pretty cool.
So I have a question. So
yeah.
If you deploy the app and then later you change something, say you change the email to display name, how do the end user get the updates?
Yeah, what's really cool about Power Apps is they load at runtime, so whenever the user comes, it's going to get the latest version of the Power App. There's no messy deployment model. You don't have to worry about people getting updated. So it'll just always be current when we make fixes. So I think this is pretty good. I mean, we've got an app here for our site, and we haven't really done all that much.
Yeah. How do end users, say if I want to distribute this app to all of our teammates or even people that are outside of our team, how do I do that?
There's a share button here at the top. I can quickly share this out. I'll wait till we think our team site is totally ready to share the app with the rest of our Contoso team, but the share button's right there to make it public. So I think we're pretty good. You're going to be the new owner for this Ideas app, though, just so you know.
Yeah.
When I come back over here, it actually has now created a view in SharePoint that I can make public. And we can switch back if we want to over to the list just to see what that looks like. So,
Okay.
But good luck. Now you own the entire flood of emails or flood of items that are going to come into you with
Yeah.
new ideas. Have
Okay.
fun.
Yeah, thank you, Jeremy, for setting up this Power App. It looks really cool, and then now we can get idea from different people from mobile devices whenever they want to. They can interact with the list using the Power App. They can go directly to the list itself, or they can even add idea from our iOS app, native app, because we just deliver that new capability, list editing and creating new list item to our iOS mobile app, because we hear your feedback in user voice and we deliver that functionality, so give it a try. But as the owner of the idea, I kind of worry about missing any new ideas submitted to the list. And I don't really want to go in and check this list every day now and then to keep updated. So one thing I'm really going to do here is to make my life easier by using the flow function in the list, which can allow me to create certain condition, define certain condition, and define what's the outcome of a certain action that happened to my list. So here, as you can see, there are some pre-canned templates that you can do with the list. For example, you can link to Yammer, you can link to Twitter, you can also link to other services in Office 365. So in my scenario, I really just want to get a notification when a new idea gets submitted into the list. So in that purpose, I'm going to create the one flow based on the first template here, send a customized email when a new SharePoint list item is added.
That
So
sounds
I'm
good.
going to click this. So right away, it asks me to connect all my accounts to the necessary services. It's already connected. So I'm going to hit continue. So now I get a out-of-box kind of flow going. And then if I read the condition, it says when a new item is created, it's going to grab my profile and send an email to my email address. So I'm going to customize this flow a little bit to get myself more information because let's see what kind of email it sends to me right now. So if I click target, edit, you will see a basic flow saying that it will send an email to myself. The subject is new item added, and then there's a simple template for the email. But I really want to get more information about the idea because it currently only gives me the title, but I really want to know who is the idea owner. So I'm going to add something owned by, and then I'm going to pick existing fields that allow me to add more information. So I'm going to pick idea owner display name, so I know who actually owned the idea.
So this is already picking up our SharePoint list again, just like Power Apps did. It's giving you your context right
Exactly,
here.
It's already hooked up with our list and
Cool.
reading the information from the list. So as simple as that, I kind of customize my the email I'm going to get. Also, I'm going to say new idea is hot. Okay. So now it's ready. I'm going to create the flow by changing the flow name a little bit more friendly. New idea is added. So now I'm going to create the flow.
Oh.
Okay, the name is used.
Rehearsal will do that to you.
So now I created the flow. Jeremy, would you like to add new idea using your Power App and see if I get the
So if you'll
email
remember,
notification?
I actually had to use your email or your laptop to create the Power App, but because it's connected, I already have the Power App over here.
You want to switch?
I can switch over real quick. We'll show, here's that same Power App I built on Emma's laptop. We're gonna say, all right, we have one more track jacket that we can give out because we had some t-shirts assigned. One more product idea for the last track jacket. Oh, I don't know, sneakers, what kind of sneakers? Solar powered sneakers. He was first, so I gotta give it to him, sorry. If we have enough t-shirts, we'll give you a t-shirt though. What did we say? We said sneakers, color, let's make those blue. Oh, I did that, there it comes. Took it a second. Idea owner, I'm pretending to be Dave today, so I can be Dave. Put that in here. These are gonna be relatively cheap sneakers, solar powered sneakers. I'll hit OK. I will switch back the monitor as that goes.
Okay, in my inbox, let's see if I refresh the inbox, do I get a new hot email?
Maybe,
I didn't.
almost.
Let's see what's happening. Where's my flow? Okay, this is my flow. Okay, it says I should already get the email. Let me double check.
Oh, there
okay.
it is.
New idea is hot, and then I get the idea of the details is solar powered sneakers owned by Dave Cohen. Pretty cool. So seems like we have the business logic going, and then I can get the flow through activity inside the site.
I think so. So we're getting pretty close to our time, and we've got a team site with documents, with lists, with news, with a mobile version that works great, with a Power App integrated into it. We've got our flow set up for our business logic. I'd say things are looking pretty good. Let's go back over to our slides real quick. So just to recap a little bit, remember SharePoint Home is your place to go to create your group or site. The doc libraries are working great with both Sync and now the OneDrive integration where you can copy files from your OneDrive for Business over into your team site. That's a great feature. The news feature and modern pages are bringing you a lot richer capability than we had before with the old site pages feature. We haven't gotten rid of the old stuff. They're actually still there, but the new modern pages are bringing kind of SharePoint's page creation on par with a lot of the other stuff you'll see. The mobile app is great, works anywhere. We didn't show it, but you'll have Android and Windows Phone as well, which is great for me because I'm the Windows Phone guy.
Just one more small advertisement here is that there's a question. Do you want me to get the advertisement out or you want to go first? Maybe you can go first. I can't hear you. So her question is it going to be available in 2016 hybrid?
So the online portion certainly will be.
So I think we deliver a feature pack into 2016. So it's going to be gradually delivered into 2016 by the feature pack. But probably not the first feature pack because I heard it's already locked down. But the online capability should roll out gradually through the feature pack to on-prem.
Yeah, the feature pack model really lets us kind of pick and choose as we go forward which features from online we want to pull back into the on-prem product. So I don't think our plans for those are locked yet for the next ones, but certainly something we'll evaluate.
So back to my advertisement is that if you get Android phone or Windows phone, the mobile app is coming soon. For Android, it's already in the store for public preview, so you can go to the store and get the app and give us feedback. And for Windows app, it's in the store, but the package is only available for insider who is in the insider fast track, because we see some blogs out there and people get confused as who can get the app. So if today you are not insider and then you go to the app store and get the app, you might get a stop app saying coming soon. Don't be mad. We're going to gradually roll out to make sure that we have really good reliability and quality when you get the app. And then if you get the app, it will automatically update it once you user group gets the app package rolled out to you.
Yep. And then just
Question?
Let's get last bits, and then we'll stick around for questions, don't worry. Power Apps, Flow, and custom web parts are great for unlocking even more potential beyond the out-of-the-box stuff. Even the out-of-the-box for Power Apps and Flow are pretty great, give you a lot of features. If you liked some of these features, there's a lot more deep dives throughout the week. Take a look. Some of these were today earlier. You can catch the recap or check out the slides, and there's more to come. And last, but certainly not least, thank you for coming out. We know it's the end of the day. We know it's hard to get energetic, but we think this stuff is really cool. Hopefully you can now go back and not only know that it's cool, but know how to do it. And we will stick around for questions for a few minutes.